Hi, I'm Sister Mary Pieta, and I grew up in a small town in Kansas with my mom and my dad and my two brothers. And where I'm from, there are no religious sisters. So growing up, the idea of religious life wasn't ever anything that I thought of. I really came into my faith and began to own it for myself when I was in high school through Bible study in a youth group at my parish. And through those groups, I ended up at a Catholic girls' summer camp my sophomore year of high school. And one night there at the summer camp, they were having confession. And I went to confession. And I was just confessing my sins, and the priest stopped me 3 different times and encouraged me to think about religious life. I had no idea what he was talking about. He had to explain to me what he meant by even those words. I didn't understand what he meant. And the very next day, a group of young, vibrant, beautiful sisters came and spoke to us. And there was something in my heart at that moment that just leapt with joy, this possibility of being able to give my life totally to Jesus. But I was only 16 years old. And so I told the Lord, okay, we'll talk about when I get to college. And so I chose a very good Catholic school to go to, Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas. And I was there studying on campus. And by my sophomore year there, different groups of sisters began to send their young religious to study on campus. And that was really important for me because over the course of those years between 16 and my sophomore year of college, I began to question whether or not I really could be called. So religious life all of a sudden seemed like something for somebody who was very holy, or kind of like a special class of people. And I began to wonder, like, could God really call me? And when those sisters came on campus and began to study with me, I realized how normal they were. You know, we went on walks together. We watched movies on Friday nights. We ate in the cafeteria together. We had study groups. They were very normal. They were so much like me, except for they had made a radical decision to live for Jesus, which was something that was very attractive to me. And so I began discerning religious life. But I didn't have a spiritual director, and I didn't really know much about discernment or about charisms or different communities. And so after about a year of just visiting any community that I could kind of find, I ended up getting myself very confused and kind of lost. And so I ended up taking a step back from discernment for about 2 years and just kind of lived college life. I went to daily mass and I got involved on campus. But discernment of my vocation wasn't really the focus of my attention at that time. And it was really one of the most healthy things I could have done for my discernment, was just to take a step back and to work on my relationship with the Lord. After those 2 years of a break from discernment, I had a very dear friend there on campus, and she left college to actually enter a convent. And that was very difficult for me because I felt like I'd lost my best friend. And so the only place I really found peace and consolation was in front of the Blessed Sacrament. So I started really out of sorrow going and spending an hour with Jesus every day in the Adoration Chapel. After about 2-3 weeks, it wasn't so much about losing my friend. Jesus was really beginning to capture my heart. And I began to really fall in love with that time that I had with him and really fall in love with him. And it was over the course of many, many months. I wasn't praying about my vocation. I wasn't desiring my vocation. But within the context of this growing relationship with the Lord, he really invited me. He asked me if I would let him be enough for me, if I would give my life to him as I had felt that call when I was 16. So I got a spiritual director and began really praying about religious life again. I had heard about the sisters through a good friend who was also discerning, who had met the community through Youth 2000. And so I visited the sisters in my senior year of college and finished that year and graduated from college and entered that following September, which was in 2005. And I'm so grateful for the gift of my vocation. Praise God and thank God every single day for this gift. God bless you.